Oh, so we're in New Orleans this week, and Tamara is still a turd.
Welcome to the Asia Esterak Hour, where film meets conspiracy and pop culture gets a reality check. From sharp recaps to sci-fi theories and media deep dives, Asia Esterak serves it unfiltered. Let the binge begin.
All right, welcome back to the Asia Esterak Hour. I am Asia Esterak. I decided to hold this. I'm not used to this. I'm trying not to talk with my hands a lot. And anyway, all right. Hopefully, y'all can hear me good. Okay, so The Real Housewives of Orange County, season 19, episode 5, The Big Uneasy. This episode, another filler type episode. We know how they do before these big trips or medium trips. This is a medium trip. So we open with Gina. I almost said Emily. Gina is having her housewarming party at her new house. I love her new house. All the ladies come, including Katie and Tamara. Tamara, of course, arrives last. Interesting party. They actually were separated at one point. Some of the ladies were inside, some of the ladies were outside. Um, so Tamara arrives last, and she comes in visibly upset. She's still upset over the whole Teddy thing. Let me say something real quick. This is not a very this is an unpopular opinion. I just kicked the camera stand. Sorry. Is it me? Or I feel like Tamara is using Teddy's situation, her medical situation, to garner sympathy. It's the vibe that I get from her. I know that's her homegirl and she cares, but I don't know. Tamara, you've been so unauthentic, inauthentic, both of them, your entire time on this show. So it's hard to take you seriously in these types of moments. If I'm wrong, then I'm wrong. I'll eat my words. But it's just the vibe that I get because you're on this spiritual healing journey. Not spiritual. Well, I guess. I mean, you were a while ago, so I guess you still are. This therapy journey, but you're still doing fuck shit. You still doing bullshit, boo. So anyway, she gets there. I guess Teddy had some more tumors removed, and she has more on her lungs. This is crazy. God, sending Teddy Mellencamp and her family positive vibes, energy, love, all that. That's crazy. The fact that she's being upbeat and positive, kudos to her. So Jen, Heather, and I believe Emily, they're all outside while the rest of the ladies are inside. And they're talking about this picture that Tamara pulled up of Jen when she was heavier, when she was married to her husband Will. Tamara, you kill me. So Tamara, we fat shaming. So we're fat shaming people now. That's what we doing. We know that's what you do. I mean, you're a turd. You're a turd, and you do turd like shit. So I don't know why me or anybody else is surprised by this. So they're talking about this outside, and Heather is talking about when Tamara showed her the photo. So Jen gets a little annoyed because this is something that Jen's gonna have to understand. So Jen kind of jumps down Heather's throat about being friends with Tamara and not defending her. And Heather is like, Heather kind of calls her out. This is why I love Heather, because Heather doesn't let shit sit. She gonna call it out in the moment. I'm sorry, in her Heather Dubrow kind of way. Or she'll, take counsel with her husband or whoever and then address the person. You gotta respect somebody who addresses shit head on. But she's like, why are you seem to always get upset with me when it comes to Tamara. Like I get the feeling that you're upset that I'm not defending you in the moment. So Heather in her confessional was like, have you ever defended me, Jen? I mean, did you defend me when Katie was coming at me and doing the crazy stuff? Of course she wasn't. Jen, it takes two to tango, boo. You can't expect loyalty from your other friends if you're not doing the same back. You know what I mean? Like, if you're a real friend and somebody's talking shit about one of your friends and they're not in the room, you defend them. You know what I mean? You defend them. So that was Heather's whole thing. She's like, Jen, your issue with Tamara cannot rub off on the other ladies. Like, she's got to get over that. Girl, you've been on the show 2 seasons. You should know by now. I mean, this is your 3rd season. Come on. Is it her third season? Yeah, it's Jen's third season. So Jen, of course, doesn't understand why Tamra is showing this photo. Heather, of course, mentions the whole Jen, Tamra thinking Jen wants to be like her. And Jen even says it. Jen's like, yeah, she says that I'm trying to be like her with the whole hairdresser and all that. Tamra, don't flatter yourself, child. Again, I said this last week's review. Tamra, it seems like you want to be Jen. Anyway, so they all go into the party. Or no, everybody ends up going outside. They're eating, they're still talking, and Gina pops out the window upstairs with the Mardi Gras mask, throwing beads, yelling, playing this like small trumpet thing. Yeah, I forget what those are called. I forget. And invites the ladies to New Orleans. So they're going to New Orleans. I love New Orleans. New Orleans is one of my favorite vacation spots. It's my family's as well here in the States. Love it. So next we go over to real quick, Emily and Shane and her son. Everybody's getting ready for this New Orleans trip. I just wanted to mention this scene real quick. Big ups to you, Emily. Emily is still, they're still trying to navigate their son Luke's his autism diagnosis, especially his whole issue, his relationship with food. She feels bad leaving him, but you got your husband there. Emily feels like, is she being a good mom? I just wanted to say this. I'm not a mom, but Emily, you're a good mom. Emily, you're a great mom. Come on. Stop beating yourself up. You can't control that your son is autistic and has a weird relationship with food. That has nothing to do with you. It is what it is. You do the best as a parent. You show up, you support your son, and you do you. I just wanted to say that I actually really like Emily. I respect her. And Emily got a nice fat ass when she showed her ass. I was like, okay, girl. I wish she would stop referring to herself as fat and making fat jokes. Emily, you're not fat. Baby, you look good. To me, you have the best shape out of all the ladies on the show. I'm just saying. I like a lady with curves. I have curves. You do you. I just wanted to mention that. Emily, you're a good mom. Please stop beating yourself up. You're a great mom. Your husband's dope. Your kids love you. Girl, you got this. And the reality is, you bringing this to TV is probably helping so many other people. So stop beating yourself up because you're doing more. You're doing the good work. Anyway, um, so after that, we go over to Jen and Ryan working out, getting ready for this wedding. This was an interesting scene. So basically, what we find out in this scene is that all of Jen's kids have been living with her and Ryan for over a year, and her husband has not paid a lick of child support or the spousal support. He basically hasn't honored anything in the divorce decree. Ryan feels some type of way. He feels like the husband should be more interactive with the kids. He's just like, it's crazy that they've been living with us for over a year and he hasn't been present. So Ryan's whole thing is, I want to sit down and talk to Will about, I want to talk to your husband about this, your ex-husband about this. I respect Ryan for that. I really do. And I don't know, it seems, I don't know, the more we see of Ryan, for me, I can't speak for nobody else but Asia. I don't mind Ryan. I like him. Ryan got unsavory ass characters around him. He might be a little unsavory himself, but he hasn't shown anything to me, the audience, that he is unsavory. Um, the fact that he has taken a vested interest in her children's lives and their well-being, and even her, I think is great. So good for him. He says that he wants to have a sit down with Will, which we later find out that they do. So that was a good scene. And of course, they're working out for this wedding. It's wild because Jen says in this scene that she still has insecurities about her body. Baby, you look good. And you look good in the quote unquote fat picture too. And I'm like, if that was fat, I must be obese. If y'all are calling that before picture of Jen fat, I must be obese. I should be on 600-pound life. Come on. That's that California shit. Y'all don't, it's like somebody has curves in their fat. It's ridiculous. I don't know if that's a white thing, a California thing, an Orange County thing, but I've noticed that the different cultures, curves are frowned upon or celebrated. I don't know. Anyway, celebrate them curves. so so real quick, we have a quick scene with Emily and Shannon. I believe they're at Shannon's house. And Gina's talking about Travis's ex-wife. Travis's ex-wife sounds like a mess. So apparently, whenever Gina and Travis are doing well, like they move back in together, she's now keeping his son from him, and the boy doesn't go to school. The ex-wife sounds like a mess. Y'all need to. That's gonna be a battle. It's gonna be a nasty battle. Um, my mom and my stepfather. That's my dad. But when he went through a bitter custody battle as well, and his ex-wife used to do crazy shit like that. So I can kind of relate, Gina. I can kind of relate, girl. I understand. Um, it's wild. I'll say this. This episode was whatever to me as far as like the excitement, but I got to give it up to the ladies for bringing issues that everybody on earth deals with to the forefront. I feel like a lot of people watching this particular episode could relate to a lot of the subjects, and I think it's going to help people. So that's good. Even Tamara's goofy turd ass. Anyway, so the ladies are on their way to New Orleans. The first batch to get over there is Gina, Emily, Gretchen, and Katie. So they get to New Orleans first, and the other ladies are coming later on that. I don't know if it was later on that day or the next day, and they're flying in coach. And it's Tamara. Who is it? Is everybody else? Tamara, Heather, I can't remember who else. Jen is there with them too in New Orleans. So Gina, Jen, Katie, and Gretchen and Emily all go on this boat ride. This was hilarious. These fools were sitting on this river boat ride and didn't know what river they were on. Nobody knew they were on the Mississippi. I fell out when Gina was like, yeah, it's the bayou. Where y'all think y'all at? That was hilarious. That was funny. I'm like, it's the Mississippi. How do y'all not know that? It's like, okay. Anyway, so the other ladies arrive. They get to their hotel rooms. They were staying at the Four Seasons. My parents have stayed there. That's not the best hotel in French Quarter, y'all. Y'all got to get on some of them chateaus. Get into where it's haunted. So anyway, they all end up going to this restaurant that is haunted. I can't remember the name of the restaurant. I love all things spooky, so I was here for it. So they get to this restaurant, and they take them into this back room, and the maitre d' is like, this is Pierre's room. This room is haunted. Pierre just gonna eat dinner with him, and drop a little haunting or two in between the appetizers and the main course. So they go to dinner, and they're all sitting around talking about their lives. I'm trying to get monetized, y'all. Shannon talks for a little bit. It was funny in the Sprinter van on the way over. It wasn't a Sprinter van. It was a regular van. Forgive me. Shannon was goofing around. Actually was wearing this really short skirt. It's nice. Again, I said this last week. I like when Shannon is light and fun. You know what I mean? Because she's always so serious. So it was cool to see her be light and fun and coexist with Katie. Although she threw some major shade at Katie in this scene. So they're all talking about their sex lives, which was kind of funny. And they were asking about different positions, and everybody was talking about what they like. I fell out when they were making fun of Heather, because Heather says she likes it on top. Emily was like, yeah, Heather's probably up there with Terry talking about what does the stock portfolio look like. That had me dying. And Heather was a good sport. She was laughing along with them. Somebody asked if they've ever recorded themselves. Shannon with the ultimate read, she's like, well, we know Katie has, because Katie likes to record. Katie's like, oh yeah. And so in her confessional, she's like, why does she keep bringing that up? Katie, are you okay, girl? You okay? She's gonna always bring that up. That shit was a violation. You recorded her having a breakdown, and then you gave it to the people who she was having a breakdown over, who she happened to be in an open litigation with. Girl, she ain't never gonna let that up. Never. I wouldn't either. Like, come on. Katie, see, you weren't in the hot seat this episode. You will be soon, though. Right now it's all about Tamara's ass. They're just being nice because Tamara is going through it with her homegirl. So anyway, at the table, they bring up this picture that Jen being heavier, that Tamara was showing everybody. So of course, when it starts to get good, the episode ends. Jen starts to go in on Tamara, and the episode ends. We see next week it's about to be a whole shit show. Um, Again, this is one of those setup episodes when they go on trips. The first episode is always kind of light. Um, this episode was all right. I feel like it was literally a intro into next week's chaos. Um, and it looks like Tamara quits the show next episode. I remember this happening live in the blogs. Let me stop getting on next week's episode. This episode was all right. I feel like it was all set up, definitely set up for next week. Um, we'll see what happens. Overall, it was good to see the scene with Emily, and her son, for Gina to talk about her situation, the stuff with Jen. This was an important episode. Oh yes, let me add this real quick. So before we get out of here, Jen does mention at that dinner that Ryan and her ex-husband sat down to have a conversation. She didn't get deep into it, but she just talked about how it sounds like her ex-husband is having money issues, which is why he's not paying for anything. But it also could be spite as well. She did say that because Ryan confronted him or sat down with him, confronted him, whatever, she said her ex-husband will take it out on her. So that's a lot. She was, you could tell her ex-husband feels some type of way about her moving on. She said he was controlling, and it seems like, she's just on some different stuff. And that's what she tells Tamara at the table. Like, that picture, I was a mom, I was at home, I was taking care of my kids, and Tamara, you seem like the jealous one. You seem like the pressed one. Anyway, okay, episode. Anything New Orleans, I'm gonna watch because I love New Orleans. And I got a little Creole blood in me, so I'm sure I had ancestors walking around there, in between the veil. Anyway, it's Friday, y'all. Happy Friday. Have a great weekend. Stay hydrated. Be nice to each other. And let me go return these videotapes.